In order to find the derivative of x squared plus 3x times sine x, we have to use the product rule because our function is a product of two different functions. U equal to x squared plus 3x and v equal to sine x. So we'll use the product rule, which says that the derivative of a product of two functions is the first function times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So in this case, f prime of x should equal u, x squared plus 3x, times the derivative of v, which is cosine x, plus v, which is sine x, times the derivative of u, which using the power rule is 2x plus 3. And that's our derivative. Again, we have a product of two functions. If f of x equals x to the fourth tangent x, we need to find the derivative using the product rule. So f prime of x should equal u, x to the fourth, times the derivative of tangent, and the derivative of tangent is secant squared x, plus v, which is tangent x, times the derivative of u, and the derivative of x to the fourth is 4x cubed. And we might like to write this out as x cubed times x secant squared x plus 4 tangent x. This last one gets a little bit more complicated because we actually have three functions being multiplied together, x times cosine x times sine x. So in this case, one thing that we can do is we can take two of those functions multiplied together and call them u, and then leave the other one as v, giving us a derivative f prime of x, which is equal to u, or x cosine x, times the derivative of v, which is just cosine x, plus v, or sine x, times the derivative with respect to x of u, which is x cosine x. Well, in this case, in order to find this derivative, the derivative of x cosine x, we'll have to break that up and use the product rule. So what we've got is x cosine squared x plus sine x times the derivative of x cosine x, which is the first function, x, times the derivative of the second function, negative sine x, plus the second function, cosine x, times the derivative of the first function. The derivative of x is just 1. So we end up with x cosine squared x minus x sine squared x plus sine x cosine x. If we wanted to, we could factor the x out of the first two terms, giving us x times cosine squared x minus sine squared x plus sine x cosine x. And using a trig identity that cosine squared x minus sine squared x is equal to cosine 2x, we'd have x cosine 2x plus sine x times cosine x. So we've used the product rule within the product rule to find the derivative of three different functions multiplied together.